So, good day, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining from around the world. We are so excited to share this webinar with you today. And thank you so much for joining this Zoho Connects webinar on building a knowledge library with manuals. My name is Aragan, and I will be your presenter today. So, in today's fast paced and interconnected business environment, effective collaboration and a centralized knowledge base are crucial for the success of any organization. With teams working remotely or across different departments, it's essential to have a centralized platform to maintain your knowledge base and documents for better efficiency. And that is exactly where Zoho Connect comes in. Zoho Connect is a powerful team collaboration platform designed to enhance teamwork, streamline communication, and facilitate efficient knowledge base management. It provides a comprehensive set of tools and features to help teams collaborate, collect, and curate knowledge base for teams and as well as for your organizations. Today, we'll be diving into the key module of Zoho Connect, manuals. This module offers intuitive and flexible solutions to manage your knowledge base effectively. So whether you're a project manager, team lead, or an individual contributor, understanding how to leverage the manuals module in Zoho Connect can significantly boost your team's productivity and drive successful outcomes. Let's explore this module in more detail and discover how they can transform the way you collaborate and manage your knowledge base within your organization. So before we start, a couple of session information. So the webinar will be recorded and shared with you after, and the mic will be muted for all participants. You can always ask your questions in the Q&A panel, and our experts will be more than happy to answer them at the end. Please record your opinion by voting for the polls in the poll panel as and when they appear. So the agenda for today is going to be, we look at an overview of Zoho Connect, and we'll introduce manuals and the use cases, why we came up with manuals, what are the features we have to offer, the benefits, and the use cases for the manuals as well. And we'll jump right into the product after that, and then we'll come back for to look at some of our biggest customers and what they have to say about Zoho Connect. And we'll wrap the session with the pricing. And I would request you all to stick till the end of the webinar for a very interactive Q&A session. So for any newcomers out there, we'd like to start with an overview of Zoho Connect. So Zoho Connect is basically an employee engagement, communication, and a collaboration tool. So with regards to the employee engagement, we do have the feeds module that allows you to share your organization updates in a consolidated manner at one single place. And for decentralized sharing of information, you do have groups. And of course, for collaboration, we do have modules like the task management. And yeah, the subject of the conversation for today, manuals. Store, seek, share. That's going to be the caption for your knowledge base management in Zoho Connect. So why did we create, or why did we come up with a module such as manuals? So the purpose was to provide easy access to static information, not just for your groups, but for your entire organization, and keep everyone informed on organizational policies. And it allows you to make information sharing extremely easy. We do this with we achieve this with the help of powerful tools like powerful features like structured articles, user roles, the ability to share your manuals externally, public manuals, tag your articles, version your articles as well, and we'll also look at templates and feature manuals as well. And coupling these features, we can reap these benefits, like making information sharing easier, the time spent on looking for critical data, and of course, helping employees make informed decision. So pretty much the point of benefits is Exhibit A, the purpose why we created manuals. We look at some of the use cases. So one of the biggest use cases for manuals is the company policies and the ability to share best practices, not just for your organization, but for teams, groups. So different teams in bigger organizations have different set of practices, and they all can be clearly communicated with the help of manuals. So share company policies, success stories, case studies, and best practices across departments. And then we have compliance and regulations, so which helps you to keep in track of your compliance requirements, regulations, and industry standards. And it also allows you to be able to collaboratively document everything you need within a team. And it allows your support team to document all your common issues, solutions for your common issues at one place. Of course, the one of the biggest use cases we will be seeing today is the HR use case, and that is exactly what we'll be looking at, employee onboarding. So the new hires can quickly familiarize themselves with not just the company policies, but in the specific team that they're going to belong to. So you can have best practices, standard operating procedures, which again, we'll see on how we can create these documents in detail in today's webinar. But for now, the rest of the use cases are FAQs and help resources, organizational memory, and project documentation. With that, we will jump into the demonstration of manuals today. So let me quickly share my screen. So before we jump in straight away to create a manual, I just wanted to talk about the landing page of manuals. So here we have the manual. Once you click into the manuals, in the extended navigation section, you have the dashboard that allows you to see between that allows you to see between featured, favorite, and favorite manuals, company wall manuals, and so on. Again, company wall manuals, group manuals, we'll see that in just a bit. But for now, you have the favorite manuals here, group manuals, and that's the page we are looking at. So let's start creating a manual straight away. So you can create a manual by clicking on the blue icon. And as we already discussed, we will be looking at the HR perspective today. So that's since that is a universal use case, and it can fit for people from different field of work. We're going to go with that, and let's just name our manual BHR manual. So let's just name that. You can leave out description, contributors. So you can also add contributors. Contributors are a type of a role in manuals who can work on these manuals directly. So yeah, you can add your contributors straight away here, or again, these options are all something that you can fill in later too. But for now, you can yeah, add your contributors. And where do you want to create this manual? Do you want this to be accessible by all the employees in your organization, or only from a particular group? So we can go ahead and say this is going to be only for a particular group, the HR team. So we are essentially creating this manual that is available to the members of the HR team. So yeah, and if we want to create it for all members, we will go for the company one. Let's go ahead and create that. And once we have created the manual, this is what we are looking at. So uh, we have the option to create an article. But before that, once again, I want to clear out the types of members in your HR manual. So there are basically three roles you have. So that would be your admins, contributors, and your end users. So the admin is essentially the user who created the manual. Contributors are users who will be working on this manual, drafting and working on the manual. And then the end users will be consuming information from the manuals. And again, how we can manage these members, we'll see at a later point in time. But for now, it is essential to understand types of roles in the manual. So once we are done that, now that we are clear with the roles of manual, we can go ahead and create article. So once you click on create article, you're taken to the article drafter. So here you can create your article. You can give your article a name. Let's go ahead and say best practices. And then you can type in your content, or you can the contributors can work on it and they can do that. This is the default way of creating an article. But then we also have this option to pick from a template. So once you go there, you have default templates that we provide, and you also have this ability to save an existing article as a template. Again, we'll see all these details in just a bit. But for now, let's go ahead and create an article using the employee onboarding template. And once we click that, voila, we have the contents from our template added already. And once the content is added, we have the rich text editor here, which allows you to edit your text from basic editing to advanced editing, such as the ability to insert images, videos, insert code snippet if and when necessary. And we also have this option to use a whiteboard to create whatever it is relevant for the particular article. Again, we are going to come back to this whiteboard feature in just a bit. But for now, we have created the article, we have edited the draft, and let's go ahead and save this. So once you save these articles, you can see that it is saved, and we also have this option to publish. But we'll just want hold on to that thought for a moment. And once you go out, and here you will be able to look at it. Once you save this article, it says that you're viewing a draft version of this article. So what does that mean? So when you save an article, the admins and the contributors will be able to look at the draft version of the article, but not the members. So in order for the members to be able to look at this article and consume information from your article, you want to essentially publish this. So when you're publishing, we do have the option to publish it instantly, or you can also go ahead and schedule this for a later time as well. So once you hit publish, so you're prompted with a box for inputting your content. So this content is going to get attached to the post that will be created when you publish the manual. So you can go ahead and say employee onboarding, or it's optional. So you can go ahead and hit publish. So now we have created an article, and in a similar manner, I'm just going to create 2 or 3 more articles using the template, and we are going to go ahead and save it, publish it. I'm going to quickly create one more article before we move further. Let's go ahead with the other default template. Yeah. So as and when you start creating your articles, they are going to be listed in your navigation section that you can see here. But then intuitively, the manual uh, can have a lot of articles, and it and you can neatly categorize them instead of having it as a plain article here. So to be able to do this, you can go to your manage your manual. So you can go to the three-dotted ellipsis, and you can go to manage chapters and articles. And here it allows you to this option allows you to create your chapters and have these articles as sub-chapters, kind of like a book. So we have chapters and then sub-chapters, which are essentially your articles. So you can go ahead and create a new chapter by clicking this plus icon, and you want to say employee relations. So that's going to be one chapter. Let's say training and hiring. I think that seems pretty reasonable. And we want to add these articles to these relevant chapters. So let's just assume each one goes into these chapters here. And once you do that, you can already see they are being neatly organized in your left navigation section. And once we do that, now we can see we have created articles. We have neatly organized our articles into within chapters for easy readability. Now, uh, now, now you can go ahead and publish your manual. So your all the members of the group will be able to access this manual. So you can go ahead. Again, we have the option to publish it right now, immediately, or you can schedule it for a later time. So once you go ahead and hit publish, now your manual is ready for the members to start consuming information from. Now you may wonder, okay, hey, Aragon, I have created the manual, I have published it, but I want to ensure a way that all the users are notified to be able to read them immediately. So for that, we have a notification preferences. So each user can go ahead and set up their notification preferences in your three dotted ellipsis. So once you go here, you choose the notification preferences, and you will be able to see, hey, I want to show this in my feed, or if you want to mute this manual, you can do that. And we have different types of notification as well. We have push notification, email, and we have what notifications on click. So you will be able to configure your notification preferences in this area, or as a member, or even as an admin. What you can do is you will have this option to follow a manual or an article to exclusively receive updates from these manuals. So you can do that by again going to the three dotted ellipsis, and you can click on follow this manual. So this will notify you each time any activity is done in your manual. A new article is created. Whenever a new article is published, edited, and published, you will receive the notification. And the same goes for your article as well. So, okay, I do not want to follow the entire manual. There is only one article that I am concerned with, and I want to receive notifications from this article. You can go ahead to the three dotted ellipsis of the article, and you can go ahead and follow this article. In this way, we will be able to get not just publish your manual. You can also get timely notifications, not just on the web, but also on your mobile devices as well. Phew, we just created a manual, and creating a manual and managing them was really easy. But then now we will delve deeper into the real interesting stuff, our most advanced features of the articles. So we just spoke about notification, right? So enabling the notification or sending push notification to all the members does not necessarily guarantee that your employees have read them. And we, from Zoho Connect, we have covered you. We have got you covered in this area as well. So you can now mark an article as a mandatory read, and that allows you to get notifications from users whenever they read it and give you an acknowledgement. So what do I mean? So you can go to an article that you want to make it as mark as a mandatory read, for example, employee onboarding, and you can go to the three dotted ellipsis, and you can mark this as a mandatory read. So you can toggle on the mandatory read, and it gives you an editable acknowledgement message and a button text. And this preview that you see, for example, I have read the manual. So you can change the button text as well. And the preview that you see here is going to get attached to the post, and users will be able to check this and give you an acknowledgement that they have read and understood this post. And as an admin, you will also be able to look at the report on who are all the users who have given you the acknowledgement that they have read this article and have completely understood it, and who have not yet. And you also have the option to remind each user or remind everyone at once to read this articles. That is pretty incredible. And I want to talk about another interesting feature, the ability to comment on a ability to comment on an article. So whenever a manual is published, a post in the area the manual is published. So what I mean to say is, let's assume you have a company manual, and when you publish this manual in the company wall, a post is created, and you will be able to comment on this post or the article, and then those comments are going to get added to your article as well. So you will be able to comment on the article directly from the article here, and you will be able to collaborate with the admins and the contributors. And as admins, if this is a strict no, that hey, I do not want any comments, this is a strictly consumable information that does not require opinions, you can absolutely as an admin disable comments for an article. And of course, I just want to talk about another quick but really interesting feature. So you have read this article and you have some pointers that you want to discuss with perhaps your manager or your subordinates. So in this case, we allow you to discuss on this particular article. So you can just click on it, go to the chat, you can add your participants quickly. Hey, I'm going to speak with my manager, Emma Ping, and then you can start a chat. And this allows you to quickly have a dedicated space to discuss whatever it is that you wanted, whatever opinion you wanted to share with your team on the particular article. Again, simple yet very powerful. So we spoke about chapters and the ability to arrange your articles within these chapters, right? So in addition to this segregation, we also have the ability to mark your relevant articles by using tags. For example, let's assume the employee onboarding article and the product planning article both belong to uh, VHR hiring team. So yeah, okay, VHR hiring team. And I want to add the same tag to this article as well. Now, when you're looking at this article and you want to gather relevant articles with the same tag, all you need to do is go ahead and click on the tag, and you will be taken to the page that has all the articles that has this similar tag as well. So yeah, and now in the create new article, in our article editor, I mean, we spoke about a particular feature in specific, that is the whiteboarding. Now let's get back to this whiteboarding. So this is it's a pretty straightforward concept, right? So you have a whiteboard. You can use this to create anything that is relevant to the article. So what I'm going to do is add a quick flow chart to this article. So let me go ahead and add some squares. This is my best shot at creating a work flow chart. Please bear with me, and you can go ahead and say step one. We want to put this here. Yeah, I'm really not the person to create flowcharts, but yeah, this is a very simple flowchart. Let's assume that. So you can go ahead and click done. And once you do that, just takes a minute, but you have your whiteboarding session added uh, to your article. So I want to add this to the article. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and then I'm going to publish it. And then once this is published, I get a remark from my senior. Let's assume that, hey, what is this whiteboarding session? This doesn't look good. I think we are going to have to go with a different flow chart. Now you may think, okay, hey, this is just a flow chart. Now you can delete this and you can go back to your original version. But in a bigger organization, there can be a lot of changes that can happen to an article or a manual in specific. So in these, it is really hard to keep track of all your changes to the article. And you shouldn't have to keep track of all these changes as well in an article. And that is exactly why we have version history. So once you go to your version history, I want to say, okay, the 1.4 with the flowchart, no, this did not work out. Let me go back to a previous version. All right, this looks much cleaner without the flowchart. Now let's go ahead and restore and publish that. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. And with just few clicks of a button, a mistake or some changes that you want to revert from is already done for you, and that is version history for articles. And and let's take another situation where you need, hey, Aragon, can you tell me if we will be able to share an article someone who does not belong to the HR group? Okay, they are not a member of the manual, they are not a member of the group as well. Can I still share an article with a member in Zoho Connect? You can absolutely do that. You can go ahead to the three dotted ellipsis, and you want to go to the share article section. So here you can choose the member here. Let's say I want to share this with Emma Bing. Emma Bing is my favorite person. We are going to choose her for everything. So let's share it to Emma. And once you share it, you also have this option to choose whether you want read only or read and write. And for more uh, for more options, you can go to the settings of the manual, and you will be able to see all the members that you shared this article with. And you can also manage the sharing from here. So you can see employee onboarding is shared, these are all not shared, reading, writing, the permissions can be managed here. And you can also remove sharing from here. All right, that was a whole lot of features that you can take leverage of while creating or while managing an article. Now let's take a step back and look at manual as a whole. So, so yeah, we spoke about notifications and following, being able to follow a manual, or following an article to receive a timely updates. Let's take a situation where there is a manual and you have approximately 10 to 15 admins or contributors or contributors. Now, this is going to be really hectic, right? So many contributors are working on this article and this and so on. So you need a dedicated space to be able to see what are the changes that are recently done in the manual and who are the person who changed it. So simply put, you can find the event log of the manual under the activity tab. So you can go just next to your three dotted ellipsis, you have the manual activity. And once you click that, you have all your updates for the manual. Hey, did you create an article? Did you update it? Did you add a new member? Did you publish an article? Everything is covered in your event log, that we call it as the activity tab. And of course, to top that, we also have this ability for the users to mark any article or a manual as as a favorite one. So for example, if we want to mark the employee onboarding article as the favorite one, you can go ahead and add this article to the favorite by clicking on this star icon. And it's going to ask, do you want it to add this in the feeds and module or only in the module? Let's go ahead and say in the feeds and the module. And once you click done, the left side, if you notice, the employee onboarding article is automatically added here. Let me just unstar it for a moment. Let me remove that. Now, you can also do that for the entire manual as well, from a user standpoint. So you can go ahead and add this manual to your favorite. Keep an eye on the left side favorite tabs, and it automatically gets added here, the HR manual. So this is from a user's perspective. Okay, as a user, this manual is something that I visit every day, and I want this to be on the top. Now let's assume as an admin of your organization, you have added a manual recently, and you want this to be on top of the feature, on top of the dashboard when you publish it, or basically you want to feature this manual on top. So for that, you can simply go to the HR manual, three dotted ellipsis, and you can mark your manual as a featured manual, and this is going to directly show your manual on the top for all users, and this is a nice way to uh, to keep your manuals on top in your dashboard. And yeah, and we looked at how you can share an article with someone who is not a member of the group or the manual, right? Now you may ask me, hey Aragan, now can I share an entire manual with someone who is not even in your Zoho Connect? Can I share this manual externally? And we have got you covered there as well. So you can go to the three dotted ellipsis settings, And here, once you go to the advanced tab, you have a whole bunch of settings which we'll get to in just a bit. But we want to look at this, make this manual public on the web. What you want to do is enable it, and it gives you a link to share. And you can copy this link, and once you hit it in a new tab, your entire manual is going to load in a nice manner. So in this way, you can share it to users outside your organization, and you also have this neat feature to password protect your manual as well for that extra layer of security. That is sharing your manuals externally. Now you may also ask me, hey, I don't want to share an URL. I just want to take this like a book, or I want to export this article alone as a PDF or something, and I want to share this. I want to put it in a flash drive, or I want to put it in a Google Drive, and I want to share this to someone. And you can do that as well. For articles, you can go to the three dotted ellipsis, and you have export as PDF on the top. So straight away, it exports your article as a PDF. And once again, we have the extra layer of security. You can password protect your article. Let me go ahead and proceed without the password. So once this is done, it's going to let you know, okay, we are going to notify you once the file is ready for download. And it's going to be in your notification preferences area. So you will be notified here, and you can download your article from here. And the same goes for your manual as well. So once you click the three dotted ellipsis, at the last, we have the export. So your entire manual is going to get exported, and you can start sharing now outside your organization as well. And to sum everything up, we will look at some of the advanced features here uh, of the manual and the article. So duplicating the manual, right? So the employee onboarding, or let's say there is another article that is a best practices article. So let's assume for our use case, this is the best practices for the employee relations chapter. And those best practices are something that you want to shift to your training as well. So in this case, all you need to do is go to the article, three dotted section here, and you can go ahead and duplicate your article. So once you do that, it's going to ask you, hey, where do you want to duplicate this manual? I want it in the exact same manual, but in a different chapter, in the hiring chapter. And once you give done, you can see that the employee onboarding is already duplicated. Now, let's say I want to move this product planning to employee relations. We've got you covered there as well. You can move the article. And in this manner, you can archive this. Okay, I don't want the employee onboarding. You can archive them. And all these features, the ability to duplicate, move, archive, and deleting unwanted articles all applies for your manuals too. So you can find for the manual the same set of features under three dotted ellipses, settings, and advanced. You have duplicate the manual, archive this, publish, of course, move, disable comments, and of course, delete the manual. Yeah, we saw a lot of things today. How manuals is a strong, powerful platform on how you can manage your knowledge base for your organization. And I think now would be a great time to open the floor for questions. So you can keep adding your questions, and we'll just get back to the question just after looking at our biggest customers. So uh, here we have our biggest customers: Max Healthcare, Toyota, NHS England, Byju's, Heritage Foods, and so on. And Toyota, one of our biggest customers who use Connect extensively, what they have to say is Connect is a tremendous tool to reach out to our employees quickly, clearly, safely for any company and team communication. And we have the market launcher as well. And we just want to look at the different pricing we have for Zoho Connect. So we have the starter edition for smaller organizations at $10 per month for 25 users. We have enterprise for middle to large enterprise uh, companies at $1 per user per month, and it starts at 10 users. And we also have the ultimate edition at $3 per user per month, starts at 10 users. And most we covered the ultimate features of the manuals here. So if you are currently in enterprise or starter, or if you're looking to subscribe to starter, enterprise, or ultimate, if you're going for the ultimate, there should be no issues. You should get the full package. You have all the features included in your ultimate edition. So should you go for the starter or the enterprise, we would highly suggest you to check the feature differences between the editions before you go for the subscription, because some of the features we discussed may not be available in is not available in your starter and enterprise edition. All right, then. Thank you so much for joining today and making this webinar very special. We look forward to coming back with another webinar on a particular module. Thanks again. Thanks everyone for joining, and have a wonderful rest of your day.